Hello everyone, good morning. This is Mavic, and for today's episode, I'm gonna give you a walkthrough of my mom's caladiums. I know it's been a while since I last posted. I had to fly here to the Philippines due to a family medical emergency, and I've been here for a little over 3 weeks now. But yeah, these are the caladiums that I wanted to show you, and so let's get started with the tour. Oh, and before we get started with the tour, I just wanted to give you a glimpse of my parents' house. I have featured this house in a couple of my YouTube videos showing its construction from start to finish. And this is the view from the terrace. And you can see a few wind turbines from that mountain. So my mom has added quite a few plants since they moved here. She's been blessed with a green thumb, and she is my fairy plant mother. Pakita mo muna. Hello everyone!
Hello!
This is my mama, and she's trimming her umbrella plant. We are bracing for another storm, which is the 5th storm since we got here. We moved some of her plants to protect them from the storm, and since we are on it, I just decided to film her caladium collections. Let's start with these dwarf caladiums. They have heart-shaped leaves, but they don't get as large as the fancy-leafed varieties. My mom placed these in a smaller and shallow pot, so the leaves aren't growing as big. This is another dwarf caladium from the same mother plant, the same variety but placed in a bigger and deeper pot. And you'll notice that the leaves are bigger. We are propagating these caladiums, and here are some of the new sprouts. They are super tiny. They start out with bright white leaves, but they get some prominent green veins as they mature. I am not 100% sure, but I think these are dwarf candidium variety. But please correct me if I'm wrong. Then she has quite a few Thai beauty variety. These are still young shoots, that's why the leaves are still mostly green. But we'll talk more about Thai beauty later on. Then these I think are Caladium red star caladiums, which is one of the most common type of caladiums in the Philippines. Some call this variety Corazon de Maria. Or I'm not really sure if they collectively call caladiums as Corazon de Maria. Anyway, the leaves are green with pinkish red veins and a ton of white splashes. This has some leaf damage, as you can see here. This was placed in a section of the garden that gets a lot of sun. We could cut the stem now to the ground, and this should do just fine. And then we have this beautiful fancy leaf pink caladium. They start with pinkish red centers with green edges, and they mature with stunning pink leaves with red splashes. Then let's move to another section of my mom's garden that has a lot more caladium varieties. So these are all Thai beauty caladiums, and my mom has propagated a lot of these before. This is a strap leaf caladium with unique and gorgeous leaves. And when young, the leaves are green, which turns to pink with white and green veins as they mature. These are matured leaves and becoming almost translucent. Or, I don't know, this is probably getting more sun than it should be. Anyway, Thai beauty are stunning and are definitely head turners in my mom's garden. And I think this one is a Florida Sweetheart or Postman joyner variety. This is a fancy leaf caladium with dark red centers and green margins or green edges. These grow well part shade to direct sunlight of up to 6 hours. It is really early in the morning and you can see the mist on its leaves. Then this one is another strap leaf caladium. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what a strap leaf caladium is versus a fancy leaf caladium, I have a separate YouTube video that talks more about the types of caladiums. So I'll just add a link in the description box below for your reference. This is another strap leaf caladium, and this one is so easy to care for. This can withstand direct sunlight. But I'm not really sure what variety this is. Maybe a red rosalie leaf caladium, but it has pinkish center with wide green margins and dark red veins. Then these are fancy leaf caladiums, and this resembles another stunning variety called Miss Muffet. Although Miss Muffet has a lighter green leaf, this one has darker green leaves with a combination of red and white veins. It also has a ton of red speckles. And this one is a Florida clan variety with heart-shaped leaves that has a combination of green, pink, red, and white speckles on its leaves. This is another common variety in the Philippines, but really hard to find in the US. Alright, and these are Caladium red star caladiums that you saw earlier. And as I've mentioned, this variety is really common in the Philippines. These can grow much bigger when planted directly in the ground. And here is an example of a caladi that we've placed in the ground. You'll notice that the leaves are 4 times bigger than that of the caladium that we've placed in a pot. Next is this fancy leaf caladium with green leaves, red center, and dark red veins. I don't know what variety this is, so if you do know, please put them in the comment box below. And then the last one is this green caladium with white veins and white speckles. It starts out with mostly green leaves and transitions to almost white when it matures, resembling a white Christmas variety. But I don't think that this is a white Christmas. It just looks like a white Christmas variety. Alright, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And while I'm here in the Philippines, I filmed a lot of plants, especially the plants in my mom's garden and house plants. But I'll be posting them when I return back to the States. We have very limited gadgets here in the Philippines. We didn't really bring a lot, so again, I apologize for the audio quality, but hopefully this is something that we can fix when we get back to the States. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye for now.